Hello, readers. Welcome to Read Succeed. We are back again with another interesting story. Today's book is The Lorax, written by Dr. Seuss. Let's begin. At the far end of town, where the grickle grass grows, and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no birds ever sing except old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax. And deep in the grickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today where the Lorax once stood, just as long as it could, before somebody lifted the Lorax away. What was the Lorax, and why was it here there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere? From the far end of town where the grickle grass grows, the old Onceler still lives here. Ask him, he knows. You won't see the Onceler. Don't knock on his door. He stays in this lurking hole under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of muffled moof. And on special dark midnights in August he peeks out of the shutters, and sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you perhaps if you're willing to pay. On the end of a rope he lets down a tin pail, and you have to toss in 15 cents and a nail, and the shell of a great grandfather snail. He pulls up the pail, makes a most careful count to see if you paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you paid him away in his snuff, his secret strange hole in his groveless glove. Then he grunts, I will call you by the whisper my phone, for the secrets I tell you are for your ears alone. Slup, down slups the whisper my phone to your ear, and the old Onceler whispers are not very clear, since they have to come down through a snurgy hose, and he sounds as if he had smallish bees up his nose. Now I'll tell you, he says with his teeth sounding grey, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long time back. Way back in the days when the grass was still green, and the pond was still wet, and the clouds were still clean, and the song of the foamy swans rang out in space. One morning I came to this glorious place. I first saw the trees, the truffla trees, the bright colored tufts of truffla trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. And under the trees I saw brown barbaloots frisking about in their barbaloot suits, as they played in the shade and ate truffla fruits. From the ribless pond came the comfortable sound of humming fish humming while splashing around. But those trees, those truffla trees, all my life I'd been searching for trees as these. The touch of their tufts was much softer than silk, and they had the sweet smell of fresh buttery milk. I felt a leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I'd do. I unloaded my cart. The Oncelers. In no time at all, I had built a small shop. Then I chopped down a truffla tree with one chop. And with great skillful skill and great speedy speed, I took the soft tuft and I knitted a need. The instant I'd finished, I heard a gazap. I looked and saw something pop out of the stump of the tree I chopped down. It was sort of a man. Describe him, that's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze, I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees that have no tongues, and I am asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset as he shouted and puffed, what's that thing you've made out of my truffla truff? Look, Lorax, I said, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I'm doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing is indeed a thief to find something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat. But it has other uses, yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or even cover for bicycle seats. Lord Lorax said, Sir, you're crazy with greed. There is no one on earth that will buy that fool tree. But the very next minute, I proved he was wrong. But just at that minute, a chap came along, and he thought that the need that I knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax, you poor stupid guy. You never can tell what some people would buy. I repeat, cried the Lorax, I speak for the trees. I am busy, I told them. Shut up if you please. I rushed across the room and in no time at all built a radiophone. I put in a quick call. I called my brothers and uncles and aunts and I said, Listen here, here's a wonderful chance for the whole Onceler family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast, take a road to North Nitch. Turn left at V. Hawkin, sharp right at South Stitch. Needs, the wonders. And in no time at all, the whole factory I built, the whole Onceler family was working full tilt. We were all knitting needs as busy as bees to the sound of chopping truffle trees. Then, oh baby, oh how my business did grow. No chopping one tree at a time was too slow. So I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked up 4 truffle trees at one smacker. We were making needs as 4 times as fast as before, and the Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. The Onceler in chief, private, needs. But the next week he knocked on my new office door. He snapped. I am the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. But I am also in charge of the brown barloots who played in the shade of their barbaloot suits and happily lived eating truffle fruits. Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there is not enough truffle fruit to go around. And my poor barbaloots are getting all the crummies because they have gas and no food in their tummies. They love living here, but I can't let them stay. They'll have to find food and hope that they may. Good luck, boys, he cried and sent them away. I, the Onceler, felt sad as I watched them all go. But business is business and business must grow, regardless of crummies and tummies, you know. Needs, you need a need, you need a need. East, west, south. I meant no harm, I most truly did not. But I had to grow bigger, so bigger I got. I biggered my factory, I biggered my roads, I biggered my wagons and biggered the loads. Of the needs I shipped out, I was shipping them forth, to south, to east, to the west, to the north. I went right on biggering, selling more needs, and I biggered my money, which everyone needs. Then again he came back, I was fixing some pipes, when that old nuisance Lorax came back with more gripes. And the Lorax he cuffed and he whiffed, he sneezed and snuffled, he snuggled, he sniffed. Wonder, he cried with a cruftless croak, wonder you're making me such smuggless smoke. My poor swasum snails, why they can't sing a note? No one can sing who has smog in their throat. And so said the Lorax, please pardon my cough. They cannot live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go now? I hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape from the smog if smogged up here. What's more, snapped the Lorax as dander was up. Let me say a few words about Gluppity Glup. Your machinery chugs on day and night without stop, making Gluppity Glup also sloppity slop. And what do you do with this leftover goo? I'll show you, you dirty old Onceler man, you. You're glumping up the pond with a humming fish hummed. No more can they hum, for their gills are all gummed. So I'm sending them off. Oh, their future is dreary. They'll walk on their fins and woeful and weary, in search of some water that isn't so smeary. And then I got mad, I got terribly mad. I yelled at the locust, now listen here, Dad. All you do is yap yap and say bad, bad, bad. Well, I have my rights, sir, and I'm telling you, I intend on doing just what I do. And I intend, for your information, you Lorax, I'm figuring on biggering and biggering and biggering and biggering, turning more truffle trees into teeth, which everyone needs. And at that moment, we heard a loud whack. Then outside in the fields came a snickening smack of an axe on a tree. Then we heard a tree fall, the very last tree of them all. No more trees, no more needs, no more work to be done. So in no time, my uncles and aunts, everyone, all waved me goodbye. They jumped into my car and drove away under the smoke-smuggled stars. Now all that was left was a big neath in the bad-smelling sky, was my empty factory and Lorax and I. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a very sad, backward glance. As he lifted himself by the seat of his pants, and then I'll never forget the grim look on his face when he hoisted himself and took leave of this place, through a hole in the smog without leaving a trace. And all that Lorax left here in this mess was a small pile of rocks with one word, unless. Whatever that meant, well, I just couldn't guess. That was long, long ago, but each day since that day, I've sat here worried and worried away. 2 years while my buildings have fallen apart, I've worried about it with all my heart. But now, says the wonder, now that you're here, the word of Lorax seems perfectly clear. Unless someone like you who cares an awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. So catch the wonder, calls the wonder. He let something fall. It's a truffle seed. It's the last one of all. You're in charge of the last of the truffle seeds, and truffle trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new truffle, treat it with care, give it clean water, and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from axes that hack. Then the Lorax and all of his friends may come back. The end stories. Readers, if you enjoyed this tale, please give this video a like, and for more such engaging videos, subscribe to Read Succeed. This story teaches a lot about our real nature and how we are polluting and cutting down trees, and that is driving away all the animals, filling the air with smog. So let us play our own part in helping our own environment, so our place does not turn like the old dreamy grass place. Okay. Thank you for listening. Bye.